Good morning, it's Cara here from Mount Vic and Me at the very top of the Blue Mountains west of Sydney, and it's finally quiet that I can do a little video for you because our household is kind of busy with kids and my husband and two dogs and two cats and a rabbit and all this stuff, and when they all finally go I can do something. And I thought, rather than jumping in the shower straight away this morning, I thought I'd just spend a minute with you guys because it's so hard to get this time. And then I've got to start the day, fulfill orders. There's a lot of people now getting ready for Christmas and getting a bit antsy about getting some gift ideas in. So I've got a lot to do. I am feeling very tired because this time of year always wipes me out, but I have Japan in January. And I'm thinking still this pouch I might take with me to hold my crafting treasures, so I can do things like, when I jump on the Shinkansen to go to Takayama, Kanazawa, things like that. I can do little projects, even though they're super fast bullet trains. So where I'm at to on this one, I'll turn this over. Actually, I'll show you these first. So these, I've been in lots and lots and lots of bangles, bracelets. They're bracelets, aren't they? So this is one just started. And this is one in its raw form. I do like doubling, so folding these over. I think this gives a better feel to it. So this one might end up being doubled. This is a bit more warm, natural tones. And if I don't love the warm, natural tones, but this is all kind of basted down, I then pop something to contrast on top and I'm happy again. It's super hot here today. It's going to be 34 degrees in the Blue Mountains. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. So anyway, let's just start. So this is this big woolen backed pouch that I'm doing. Sorry, I've got threads everywhere. Back is done. I'm happy with that. Back or front, I don't know what we say. What I'm doing with all these loose threads everywhere is I'm trying to get through them. So I'm purposely plotting them out here on this pouch to use, rather than throwing back into my baskets of tricks and then forgetting about. So I'm just picking areas that need a little bit more work. I've just finished today. This is machine or done by someone else, this piece here. And I notice it's coming loose. So I'm just going to work more and more on these flowers. I don't think I'll use that bit there though. I think I'll just start to fill in some of these gaps here with you guys. I notice this hasn't been stuck down either, so I could probably do a little bit with this thread, but I'll just start. And I'm a cheater, I don't even go underneath. I'm trying to keep this, oh no I'm not, look what am I saying? It is a bit messy inside there. I thought this one I was being tidy with, but I can always line it doesn't matter. So I'm going to be cheeky and start it there and be a bit naughty, but that doesn't matter, does it? I'm actually this morning and late last night, I'm starting to get a bit panicky about this trip to Japan because it will be super cold when we go up to Kanazawa and Takayama, up in the Hills District. Now those areas are famous for their sashiko boro style fabrics and threads and things like that, where traditionally they wouldn't have had access to so many fabrics and ways of gosh, what am I saying all the time? Being able to access product in the old days. So I'm hoping that I can pick lovely things up there to bring back for my shop and to use myself. And I'm nervous about the cold and if my clothing is right. And because we've got Christmas in the way before I go in January, I think I should action that a bit now. I do have a couple of coats. Where I live it does get super cold, it does snow, but I'm trying to do this in this weird angle in front of you. But now I'm thinking, do I have the right thing or should I invest in something else? So I've been looking online on things like eBay to see if there's any good coats that someone else has had enough with that I could take. I do have an amazing Southwestern style, it's actually, I think, made in Canada, handmade in Canada. It doesn't have buttons down the front, which I could put on as a way to close it, and it is a lovely thick style coat. But again, it's in this big bold Southwestern pattern, and I'm thinking, should I get something that you know, works with all my outfits and all that stuff. You know, this is the thing. I've got so much colourful stuff, but does it all go together as a capsule wardrobe? That's what they call it. So I don't know. And I look at to see, you know, I'm plus size, so I don't want to get there and then realise I haven't got it right. It's very hard to find plus size clothing over there. I've just jumped across there just to hold that down. I don't mind if it looks all a bit rough and ready and all that stuff. So I am looking online. I'm checking things out, looking at Facebook Marketplace. If there was a really good new coat, I probably would invest too, but it's the middle of summer here in Australia and no one's brought out their winter gear yet. And there's some really lovely ones I've seen in the US and the UK, but I am nervous about delivery times to get here in time before we leave on this trip. This is my little pin donut holder here. So I have seen some really, I saw one beautiful coat. It does have fake furry cuffs and collar, which is not really me. It's a little bit fussy for me, but really good plaid design. And I am not sure if that's also going to go with everything. It is gorgeous. I saw that online secondhand. And also it's got the buttons and the collar to the side, like more of a classic, almost like you'd see someone like Kate Middleton wearing. And I'm not sure when you're a bigger person how that would work. Would it look a bit fussy and silly? Would I get annoyed trying to button things up over your left breast rather than, you know, hanging things open in the center? If you have an experience with that, let me know if that is something that is practical, or you are a plus size person and that style looks good on you. I'd love to know a bit more about that. I do have some really great coats though. I do have a great electric blue. It's not pure wool. It's like a fluffy polyester wool, fully lined. It's City Chic, and it's because it's that kind of electric blue. It's almost that like Cookie Monster blue. I like that because I can wear great scarves and earrings and things like that with it, and it looks really nice. So yeah, I'm at that point where I'm just getting my thermals ready. I bought a really good merino underlay last night on eBay to wear under my outfits. Some wool socks for me and the kids to wear. I'm worried about their shoes and I'm worried about their coats and jackets, but they're not worried. They don't care. So anyway, they are both at sizes that would find it easy in Japan secondhand if they were struggling with their clothes. It's just me. And even things like underpants, you know, we're getting into the nitty gritty now, but even things like underpants in Japan, if you're not petite, you want to make sure it's all organized before, and carry on as hand luggage in case your luggage goes missing. So anyway, I'd love it if you've got some ideas or suggestions. I just want to get this book too. Let me know in the comments. One of my, I keep saying and so I apologize for that. I'm trying to get better at not saying my thoughts straight out and, you know, breathing through and getting better at making these YouTube videos. And probably not speaking so much, eh? On one of the other posts I did, or videos about can you be political in your craft, Craftivism, a lovely lady called Marilyn Kilmartin said she's reading a book called Threads of Life by Claire Hunter, about how in history women would use embroidery as their voice as they were prohibited from protests, etc. So thank you so much for that, Marilyn. I have ordered my copy, and I think that's going to be a good one for me to take on the plane and read at night in Japan and things like that. That sounds really interesting to me. And I'm watching some other videos too on that. So if you don't know my background, I am a graphic designer by trade, and my business, Mount Vic and Me, is well known for tea towels, and a lot of them are political. Feminist, political, Australiana, native animals, all kinds of stuff. And it's something I'm passionate about, and some people don't want to hear about it on these videos, and other people saying, go for it, want to hear all of it. One lady said, I came for the craft and I'll stay for the politics. And I reckon that's a good t-shirt, that one. That's a good one. So I also do t-shirts, and a lot of them are quite funny and political. So keep saying so. This sort of stuff is what I'm going through and being really good and saying, no, don't pull out any more thread until you finish up some of this other stuff. And these colors go so beautifully. Look at that. This I got from Zoe at Green Door Studios in Robertson. That was one that she made. I think it's an alpaca mix. This is really cozy too, to sit on your knee. So I thought it's kind of handy if I took it to Japan also as a little, I don't know what size it is, but it's probably 30 by 40 centimeters, but you could sit on your knee and it would also keep you quite warm. And even things like the blue, it's just nice little hints of it here and there. I don't know if we should put a little bit here. I've also done this gold thread. I'll bring this up, I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if it's all in focus or not. Oh, is that in focus? Yep. So maybe we'll do a little bit more gold there, hey? Yeah, doing these videos this way, like, yes, I do have a studio shop, but it's on the highway, so there's lots of truck sounds and horns, and it can go really quiet for a while, and I get really happy. And then next thing you know, sorry, I'm just trying to thread this needle. I can't see anymore. Is that right? No, we'll put the glasses down for a minute. It can be really noisy, so I prefer to wait till everyone's gone and sit here. I'm at the dining table in our little house. We have a little cottage in Mount Victoria in the Blue Mountains, and once everyone goes, I can concentrate. I just tied a little knot at the end. I am desperate to find some workshops to do in Japan. I've had no luck. The dates are wrong, the timing's wrong. I won't be the right location, or they're not doing them through January. Like I thought I'd be able to do all this great stuff, and it hasn't worked out that way, which is really, really, really annoying. But I have seen there's some Sashiko workshops in Sydney, so maybe I'm just meant to do them here. Maybe that's just meant to be a thing. Can you see me? I don't know if you can see me. And I'm loving, we're having our own workshops and stitch days and all kinds of stuff in my studio shop, and that I've decided to do kind of because I just feel like our community and our worlds are very strange right now, and it's been really nice to connect and meet new people. And I really encourage, I'd love you to come to mine, but if you're not in my world, find some in your space. There's some things you can join. Sorry, I'm knocking the camera now. It's all on weird angles here. It's so unnatural when you're on the camera. But yeah, if you can find anything you can join, I would highly recommend it. Get to know your community and swap some fun little things with each other. And so next week when we meet at Stitch Queen's Open Day, we will have a little mini Christmas party. I really need to turn this around, but I'm so, I keep spinning it around on you. I'm wondering if that's just too much, but I need to. So excuse me. So the Stitch Queen's Open Day, we'll have a little mini Christmas party. Which one am I going now? And it's really fun. We have a real variety of people and experiences and what they like to do. I'm just going to go through that to hold that down. I've got some thread attached to my elbow now. So So what I've done here, I should mention too, I've left both ends open. So just the sides are locked down. I thought that might help to get in and out till I'm ready to see what I want to do with this. I don't know if it has helped. I don't really know what I want to do with this yet. I did salvage this zipper off a dress, and I was wondering if I should use it. It's extra long, so I need to watch a YouTube tutorial on how to shorten zippers. I think don't you do something here at the end of it? I haven't unpicked it from the fabric. Actually, I kind of like the fabric on it. It's something I need to work it out. I finished so many pouches. I'm getting ready to give them as gifts, but I haven't worked out how to put the buttons on them yet, or if they're going to have a tie. I haven't sort of workshopped that. I figure I'll do all of that at the end once I decide what I want to do. And yeah, this year's, I might put some stitching in here. This year's a bit lean. It's been a tough year, and I thought I can still do handmade. Is that something you do, or do you have any great suggestions on things you like to make for people? And the pouches I'm going to take overseas as gifts, I'm going to fill them with little Tim Tams, and I thought maybe like, I saw those Burt's Bees lip balms, or I don't know, something like that with Australian, I don't know if they're allowed in the different countries, or is it just us that's particular, but that would be fun. And got some little boys, we're meeting up, so I thought those Australian animal chocolates, what are they called? They're in little wrappers with all the different animals so you can learn about them. That's really cute. These are my, oh, how are they related to me? Cousins, third cousins, second cousins or something. They're coming over from America to meet us in Japan. You can't really see that. You can kind of see it. Maybe I'll do some bigger stitches. What if we do a big star in the middle? Would that work? I'm doing this is kind of the fluff or the filler, just adding more on the ends. I'll still have to lock all this stuff down, but I'm just sort of looking at what can I do to kind of thicken it up a bit here and there, which, you know, is silly. You don't need to fill every space. It's a terrible star, Cara, but anyway, doesn't matter, does it? Oh, I don't like this gold thread. I want to do something else. Do you do that? Start on one and think, oh, I'm over that. Let's go and do something else. I'll just add it along here. It'll also help to hold the piece down, which is good. Kind of handy. Look at that nice bit of fabric. What's that doing? I don't know if I was supposed to base that down somewhere. I've forgotten about it. I've got a great olive dress that it's very crunchy sounding. Like I've put vinegar in the water, and it's a second-hand one, but it's not been used. It's very crunchy and very big boho gypsy kind of dress, and I don't want to wear it because it's noisy, and I think it's pure cotton and very crispy, and I want to soften it, but I also thought if I added some embroidery or some weight to it, if that makes sense. Have you ever done that, or do you know what I'm talking about, or have you got an idea? But I'm not going to take any of those I've got lots of fun dresses I love wearing, but I'm not going to take any of those to Japan. They are bulky, it's too cold. I can wear layers and stuff, but then, you know, I've got these sort of sensible walking boots, and I just don't think it's going to all come together like that. I really want to keep bag space for fabrics and things that I find. Japanese ceramics are incredible, and you know, whatever I can bring back would be good. And our friends Ryoko and Tomoko are going to meet us too from Kobe. going to come up and see us. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And we even got tickets to the sumo wrestling in Tokyo. My cousin sat on the queue for hours and hours and hours and thought she missed out, and then boom, it went through. So we thought that could be a lot of fun. Sorry, this has just all come out. I don't know if I'm going to get that back in. Sometimes I just leave things with the intention of coming back later if it gets too... mash this up. If it gets too hard, I just think, well, I'll fix that later. And then later I stare at it, or I cut the thread and think, uh-oh, that wasn't meant to be cut. I'm mashing this up with my gardener's hands. Been out there this morning because it's so hot. Watering, and I started pulling weeds. I thought, come inside, it's way too hot. So I'm just doing kind of nothing stitching here just to... Actually, but when the gold's bulked up, you do sort of see it then, which is good. I just want to hide the ends of that. I'm over that gold. So rough. And you know, I've debated whether to fill all this in. I don't think I will. I think I like that it's not also filled in. I keep playing with this bow I've put on there. I could fill this one up here. What was my intention here? Oh, it was to fill all this in, wasn't it? All this stuff. Maybe some of this. I love this. I don't know who's made it. It's another needle. The ball's getting smaller, and I look at it and just think, well, where am I going to find you again? It's a cotton thread. It's really nice. I've got lots of ideas of what I'd like to do next. The bracelets I'm loving, and I do have been cutting up all the scraps to do more pouches as gifts, and then maybe some bookmarks or something. I don't know. If you've got some ideas, let me know. I feel like I'm talking out to nothing because I have such a limited amount of viewers on YouTube, but I'll share this on Instagram and elsewhere, and you know, I'm kind of got more people there. What was I doing? Oh, I don't know if I want to do that now. Now I feel like I want to do this flower. Does that matter? Let's do that one. Let's just do an edge on him, just for fun. And then some things I want to leave alone, like that's a beautiful flower, but the more you kind of lock it in, the better chance it has of not coming away, or, you know, all that stuff. I'll leave it alone. I like the watercolor decoration on it. I just want to run a stitch to give it some edging. This is that nice variegated stuff. I should check if you're still on camera, sorry. I can hear like crickets outside and bugs. It's getting really hot out there. Quite a bit to do today. I'm so tired. I've been working every day and not having a break. Just this time of year, there's so much to do for orders, and you know, people start to get panicky if things don't come. So I'm trying to do my best to get things shipped out daily. And in the past, my business was bigger, and there was lots of other people to help. And this is probably the first year where I've done it all myself. Normally I'd have people that would just go in. I was able to have, you know, people just go in midweek to just get the orders out and go, and I could stay at home and design and think about the next thing. And it has been so much quieter. I'm doing it this year, which is fine. But it means I'm not able to do all the other things. There's some admin, there's some other things I need to do. And I'm tired and cranky and all that stuff. So things like just having a morning to play is important before I go and start the day. I can't see with this knot starting and stopping. So I've opened up my shipping again to the US. We stopped for ages because of the muck-ups with the tariffs for the... Is that going to open? Oh, there it goes. I should have just done that to start with. The tariffs with the US and all the playing around. Tariffs are just taxes for the US people. And I, like a lot of Australian businesses, we just stopped sending to the US. It was too tricky, and then your customers would get hit with further tariffs at the other end. And yeah, I left it, and then I've been watching a few of the designers that I follow. They're starting to open up again. I thought, okay, I think I'm ready. And yesterday, some tea towels went to the UK, as well as, mainly my customers are Australians. Let's go down here a bit. I love that sound, the satisfying sound of the needle going through. I think it's time to turn it around. In case I knock the camera, my phone. Yeah, so I need to have a break. I really do. But the problem with small businesses, you don't ever really break. As much as you think you're going to, you don't. Even taking my computer to Japan, and I'll have to do customer service and I have to talk to people. Kevin will do 2 days a week, but there's always a little problem here and there, or something goes on and you think, well, I have to man it. But it also gives you the idea that you could travel and work, and that it's not so hard to continue your business in another country. And you can, it's looking nice. You can still do things. I want to change this angle, but I'm kind of locked into it. What if I go that way more? I like having these openings either end so you can get in there and grab the fabric easy, rather than just the one angle. So I think I'm very clever doing that. I feel like, oh, you did one thing right, Cara. If you've got any ideas that I should look at plus size coats, let me know. I do have one huge, it's years ago, it's very pricey. It's a big snow parka plus size one. I can't remember the brand, but it's the swishy sound of those synthetic. It kind of drives me mad, and they are bulky. I know my mum and my sister are both taking down jackets. I look too Michelin Man in that stuff. And I'm sort of keen to take one of my regular coats and then throw a rain poncho on top if I need it. Does that make sense? And then layer up with merino and cotton and things like that. My brain's still Japan mode while I do this. But if you have any ideas, I'd love to know. If there's a particular brand that you think's good for very cold weather. So in Australia, we don't need, well, I do in the mountains. It does get cold, but not like super cold like the US or Canada or Japan. We don't quite have those. Most of us don't live in that kind of world here in Australia. Is this turning this angle now for me? Almost done. I am really enjoying discovering YouTube more. I have only ever considered it a tool to watch things, and usually I watch, politics and the news, and I love tiny house stuff. And then I thought, why aren't I sharing what I do and my small business on YouTube? And I'd love to, you know, have more time to be clever with different playlist ideas. So that'll happen eventually. But by the time I've done all my other social media, I've got to get on with work and do some other stuff. So I will get better. And I've got CapCut at the moment to learn how to pull the video together fairly quickly, make it look presentable, all of that. I watched that on another small business YouTube channel. She described it. Apparently CapCut owns your video or something, but I don't mind. I just, until I understand a bit more about it and learn, I can always change over later. I don't care who owns my video if that's a problem. Could almost do with something in there, couldn't it? I want to use my leftovers, but I don't know if that's going to be contrasty enough. Maybe just use a little bit of it. Oh, let this get out of control. I don't know if you can see, it's beautiful. I might just cut it and be naughty, hey? Since I'm going to use it all up anyway, hey? Yeah, so any ideas for plus size traveling? So I'm like looking for clothing. I'll just take my jeans and things, but what are we going to do here? Yeah, I just, I'm always keen to learn. There's something about when you're plus size, you're actually really good about fashion and collecting and staying on top of, like when you do see, it's like a dog hair in the middle there. If anyone's got a pug, you'll know what I mean. It's like thick and sharp and everywhere, that hair. You are pretty good about staying on top of things fashion-wise and also collecting, because often you don't know when you're going to see things again. So you are pretty good at buying and keeping. Like I do hold on to some good clothes. I do get rid of it occasionally when it gets too much, or I change my style and think, oh, I just can't wear things like that anymore. So I do have a couple of good coats, but I brought these lovely brown boots. They're men's brown boots with a fur lining. I got them because I was worried about, I have whitish feet, but not like super wide. But they're on sale. It was a great shoe shop in Blackheath, and they do a lot of European brands, a lot of good walking shoes, all of that. I had no intention of buying them, but I went with my mother and she picked out a pair of Merrells. I tried the Merrells on and thought they were a bit clunky. I wanted a boot that you could wear out at night and, you know, wear walking as well as would be a little bit better. And these boots were on sale. Very expensive boots originally, but they're brown. They're like a chocolate brown. And of course, when you've got black coats, oh, well, for me, I don't think that goes well. So I think a blue coat, like my electric blue coat, the brown boots would work better. And I've got a second pair of Rolly Nation olive slip-on suede runners, and they're kind of like the platform. I thought that'd be good as the other pair. And then I've got a couple of nice tops, embroidered tops and things that I like to wear. I can wear the thermals under them. It just gives a little, I don't know if you can see that, a little bit more. But if anyone is out there as a plus size girlie, you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. It's amazing how there's that community of people that know the brands or know what to buy. So in terms of doing this, I just do what I like. I don't know if the stitches are right or wrong or all that stuff. I'm not about encouraging people to do whatever it is they like to do. I should sort of stitch that down a bit. So there's a lot of people that are very particular about their stitching and about their crafting and how they do things. I don't care about any of that. I just love doing this. I'm an anxious person. I'm very much ADHD, sort of over the top person. This just calms my soul. It's so quiet and therapeutic. Oh, I like that. I don't even think it's following the shape of the petals. Isn't that funny? Doesn't matter, does it? And then this is where I'm at, I'm so crazy. I was thinking, oh, I wonder if I could slow stitch a coat for Japan. But in reality, all these things, getting wet or getting snow on them is not ideal, and it's, you know, to dry and all that stuff. So I think that's being a bit silly. A different trip would be better for that. Oh, there you go. I had no intentions of doing that, and now I like it. I sort of think the gold thread in the middle there might be nice as little details. Almost done for this wool. I'm just going to run it through there and get rid of it. There you go. I don't know how long I've been doing this too. I don't know if I should stop soon. What else can we do? I've got this left over, but it's almost the same. It's almost not contrasting enough to go there. And I've got plenty of this orange, this scrappy stuff. I've actually got rid of quite a lot of odds and sods just from saying no more balls of yarn till you either roll all these back up or use them. So I can't be bothered rolling them up, I'm just using them. And when I'm making these little pouches as gifts, I've got little snippets of fabric everywhere too, and I've just been really good about like little tiny scraps everywhere. So I'm attaching them all, making these pouches and things as gifts, and it's amazing. Now what was I going to do with that? Is that contrasting enough to go anywhere? Maybe let's do that on the flower. Maybe that's enough, and then leave the yellow so it sort of goes orange into yellow on the flower. Just make sure you can see it. Which way do I want to go? I've got all this caught here. Make sure you can see it. Awkward position. I keep thinking of it like my husband used to surf, and he's let's see, I've already forgotten. What do you call a left-footed surfer when you're a right-handed person? So that starts with G, and I've forgotten. How we, you know, I think, is this the way you do it, or are you supposed to spin it the other way, like 180, and is that the way you're supposed to do it? But I guess that doesn't matter. It's whatever feels natural to you. I just love that we all do things differently. I really do. I love it in life. And that I watch a video. See how I just took that under there? Sometimes I intentionally just give it a little extra hold onto a different fabric or different thread in case, say this pulled up another way, this would just be a little reinforcement. I don't know if that's something you do. But I do love that we do things differently, and that I can learn that it's okay to not be amazing or the best, or, you know, have a go at that, Cara, because that person's showing you that there's another way of doing it. There's another way that doesn't, you know, I look at all these really perfect YouTube videos and I think, I can't do that. So I'm grateful for everyone sharing their videos so I can learn too. And I love trying to leave a comment for people to show appreciation. I always, like, even on my socials like Instagram and Facebook, or when people message me, I get a lot of responses back on my newsletters and stuff, I always try to respond, send a message or acknowledge. You know, I'm pretty good at that stuff. So I hope I have done that for you. I don't want someone to say, you never did that for me, or you never responded. I do try. I think it's really important. And I'm always sad when I reach out to other makers. I've had a few people I've reached out to and they don't respond, and I think, oh, okay. That's okay. That's life. We all do things differently. I don't want to annoy someone. So I've just got rid of another little bit of thread. I guess that's a funny way to craft, isn't it? This is, you know, thrilled that this is how I'm going to get rid of my threads. I'm going to tuck that one in back there. So if you're in the Blue Mountains or considering traveling to the Blue Mountains, my shop is open every Friday and Saturday, 10 till 3 p.m. And I usually do Fridays and Kevin does Saturday, and I float in and out on the Saturday usually, unless I'm doing something with the kids. And, oh, sorry. It doesn't work to open up any other day at the moment. The village, I live in a village, so it's very small. And if nothing else is open, it doesn't help to, that looks okay, to open mine as well. I did see some green. Have I got green? I'm trying not to look in my, look at that. I mean, I've got a spoon wrapped in that one. Isn't that beautiful? It's blue. Look at that little guy. That's cute. I can't remember where I was thinking about putting that. Does that go along the top? Can you see there? It could go along the top. I'll keep that there where I can see it and think about that. There's a little bit of purple. Is that a long enough thread to use? It is slightly. It's a bit short, but we'll do that, and maybe I'll call it the end after that. Gotta go and do some work, guys. When we do the Stitch Queens open day, and the workshops too, seeing other people's work, I just love it. I just love seeing what people are doing and how creative people are. And I'm like some crazy born again person, because I'm like trying to get others to do the same, like join things, get a group going. I don't know if you can see this, what I'm doing. Be a part of something. I'm so happy. I'm so happy doing that. And I hope you are too. I hope you have a lovely community you can talk to and be a part of creatively. Love meeting new people. It's hard being in the shop meeting new people. I find that it's very hard. I guess people come in there ready to go and walk into the shop and converse. And for me, that's new and unexpected, as in I'm not prepared, or I'm not able to remember who they are straight away when they come in. I think, well, they've come in knowing they're going to see me. I don't know who they are. It takes me a moment to kind of remember if we've had communication on email, or what they're asking me about, or a comment on a social media post I might have done 3 or 4 days ago. I've got to stop and go, okay, right, what happened in that post? Yeah, so to sit in a workshop environment where you talk and actually get to know people is so much better. And I find at the end of the day, after doing the shop, which is just such a different experience, you know, doing retail and you're helping people purchase, or you're just checking things out and they're wandering around the shop and all of that, it's much more relaxing to hang out with people and talk at our Stitch Queens Day or a workshop. So if you can't get to mine, go find one, or start your own group. Maybe you could start one in your area if there isn't anything. I don't know how you find people. I guess Facebook, or a notice if you've got a shop, a general store, or what do people have in different areas? There must be things on at the library, maybe. Sound. Car is quiet for once. Going into the zone now. I love canvas stitching for its meditative, is that the right word? Meditative process. It's so methodical, repetitive. You kind of breathe with the stitches. I like the orange and that together, the colours. This funny bit of cotton of embroidery thread I've found is kind of all falling apart. I'm tempted to not go and do orders today. I did them yesterday, I did work Sunday, Saturday, it's now Tuesday. I need a day off before it all starts again. And it's hot. I'll check orders if I can, you know, usually I say orders go up between every 1 and 3 days, so it's not like I'm slackening off work, but I am finding if I don't get a bit of time to myself, I'm super cranky. And look, I'm eternally grateful to have your own business and to have a business that people like your products. Like, come on, that's fantastic, Cara. Let's be grateful. But you do need some time out as well. And with my husband, he's retraining in Asian disability care from tiling. We're sort of changing things around. It's tight financially. I'm sick of that. This trip to Japan, which will be amazing. It's super tight, the budget, like absolutely. I'll get there, but it won't be like trips in the old days. I might lock those little like French knots in those too. I just want to finish this project. I've been talking about this one, and I have it in my head to do some other things. The other thing is I watch some incredible makers and they're working away constantly, and I think I could only get so many, not even hours of the day to do this. I don't even have that. And some of the things I want to slow stitch, like clothing and upcycle, I have all these great intentions, and I'm letting things go as in putting them online for others to do, just because I need to be realistic of what time constraints I have. Like running my business full time as well means I can only do so much. So I don't need more than one project or so hanging up. And I've got all these jackets that I think, oh, I can do all of these. No, I can't do all of those. So sometimes I might just put one simple patch on there and just say, that's it. And other times, look at what I'm doing. I'm just being so repetitive, making the same mistake. And other times I think, just let it go and just suggest online that this would be a great one for someone to patch. They could do that too at my Stitch Queens Open Day. You could pick up a little project like that and then sit together. And what's great is the group's really good at chatting to each other about ideas. That is another idea. If you didn't have a project, it's also all levels, because I love, like, what is a level anyway? Who's good at something and who isn't? You can have someone that's not trained at all and is amazing, and others have been doing it for 30 years. And then there's people, like I always say, I want to get looser in my designs, and then, you know, stop being so tight. And I feel like I'm starting to get a bit looser. And then others that are super tight, really professional, like really beautiful. And, you know, we've all got different challenges, I guess I'm trying to say. So here's where we're at. I think that's enough. I'll just show you a little close up. And this side is done. That's enough for that side. But thank you so much for spending this time with me. And I'll see you soon. I'll promise to do more where I can. I'll definitely do some videos when I'm in Japan too, which could be fun. Things like the fabric shops in January. So have a great day. Bye.